I never imagined the courtroom could feel like a battlefield, but as I walked down the aisle that day, every step echoed like a drumbeat of accusation. My name is Mildred Whitfield, and I had already been called unstable by my own brother's lawyer. Yet, when Gordon leaned forward, smirking as he told the judge I wasn't fit to carry our father's name, the word unfit sliced through me deeper than any wound I had ever known. The whispers of the gallery pressed against my ears, the faint scent of old varnish and dust clinging to the wooden benches, and I realized that my family wasn't just turning against me, they were trying to erase me entirely. Across the courtroom, Clarissa adjusted her pearls, her expression flawless as she nodded to Gordon, a silent agreement that the outcome was already theirs. They looked polished, untouchable, while I was cast as the problem to solve. The clerk's monotone voice rattled off the case number, reducing decades of family history to a string of syllables. The bailiff's command to rise echoed sharply, and Judge Marcus Ellison entered, moving toward the bench with the measured neutrality of a man who had seen it all. Yet when his eyes met mine, his step faltered, and a quiet murmur rippled through the room. My God, it's her. I alone understood the weight behind that recognition. The Whitfield farm sprawled across the valley, red maples brushing the hills like memories that refused to fade. I had grown up carrying feed buckets, repairing fences, and shouldering burdens my brother never faced. Gordon had been shielded, excused, called fragile, while I was expected to endure. Clarissa, with her calculating eyes, saw the farm as profit, not legacy. I had known from the beginning that she would stop at nothing to stake her claim. When I discovered the appraiser measuring the porch, clipboard in hand, I understood how far they had already gone. Gordon's cold words, "You're only making this harder. Stop fighting," struck harder than any insult. That night, rain hammered the windows, rattling old shutters as I searched my father's study. Dust clung to every surface, but hidden beneath a false drawer, I found a small worn box. Inside were ironclad legal papers protecting the farm and a letter from my father. "If the day comes when they turn against you, hold the line. This land is not just ours. It is yours to guard." I held the letter in trembling hands, the storm outside echoing the surge of determination inside me. My father had foreseen this battle long before it began, and he had left me both a weapon of law and a reminder that surrender was never an option. The next day, Gordon and Clarissa entered the kitchen as if the farm already belonged to them. Documents slapped against the scarred table like challenges, and Clarissa's voice cut sharply. "This farm could bring in millions. You're wasting it by clinging to the past." I steadied my hands on the grooves of the table, grounding myself. "It isn't wasted. It's rooted. What you chase isn't land, it's legacy." Gordon shoved the papers toward me, a smug challenge. But I pushed them back, and his response revealed his plan. Smear my reputation, use my past struggles to make me appear unfit. This was no longer about property, it was war. By morning, the town had turned into a court of public opinion. Headlines screamed that the former federal agent was unstable. Neighbors whispered behind bags at the market, and old friends averted their gaze. Gordon and Clarissa had weaponized lies, spreading them until rumor felt like fact. I called an old colleague, now a lawyer, who studied the files Gordon intended to submit. His brow furrowed as he pointed out forgery, inconsistent dates, and falsified signatures. "This is fraud, Mildred," he said. For the first time, I saw a way not just to defend myself but to turn the tables. The courtroom swelled with anticipation during the next hearing. Reporters clustered in the back like vultures, cameras ready to capture every moment. Gordon's attorney held up my supposed medical history, claiming instability and violent tendencies. Gordon clasped his hands in mock concern, presenting himself as a protector of the estate. But the independent review revealed the truth. Fonts that never existed, seals from offices that didn't exist, and an entire record that was fabricated. The gallery murmured as the foundation of Gordon's story began to crumble. Then came the moment that shifted everything. Clarissa, frozen through most of the trial, stood and admitted the truth. She had been coerced into signing papers, had believed she was doing business, but realized the betrayal. Gasps swept through the room as she confirmed Gordon's deceit. His confidence shattered as the courtroom turned on him. The judge's gavel cut through the chaos, ruling the trust valid, the estate rightfully mine, and declaring Gordon's attempts fraudulent. Criminal charges loomed: fraud, forgery, perjury. The tide had finally turned. Judge Marcus Ellison's gaze met mine throughout the hearings. Memories surfaced. Years ago, in a winter night in New Hampshire, I had saved him from a hostage situation, dragging him from danger while bullets split the air. That truth now carried weight beyond the present battle. When my attorney displayed the photograph of me in armor, blood seeping through my sleeve, rescuing a terrified young prosecutor, the courtroom fell silent. Recognition spread like wildfire. Ellison, now the presiding judge, rose and affirmed, "If it weren't for Mrs. Whitfield, I would not be alive today." The final hearing became a public reckoning, rather than a private feud. Every bench was filled, every head craned, cameras aimed, recorders capturing every word. Documents exposing Gordon's fraud were laid bare. Property transfers, forged signatures, and falsified medical reports. His attorney faltered under questioning, desperation palpable. The gallery smelled the tension as it thickened like storm clouds, waiting for the verdict that could not come soon enough. Clarissa's confession was the breaking point. She admitted her complicity in Gordon's lies, shaking under the weight of truth. The courtroom gasped, cameras capturing every detail. Gordon's fury and disbelief met the undeniable evidence, leaving him stranded in his own lies. The judge, unwavering, ruled in my favor. The trust was upheld. The estate belonged solely to me. Fraud, forgery, and perjury now circled Gordon like vultures, ready to strike. Justice finally had spoken. Months later, the farm looked nothing like the battlefield it had been. Fresh paint covered weathered clapboards. A new sign swung proudly at the entrance. Whitfield Resilience Center. Beneath it, carved into wood, were the words my father had written. "Hold the line." Opening day brought neighbors, veterans, reporters, and the sound of laughter replacing old whispers. I stood before the crowd, speaking not of loss, but of renewal and healing. A place where those scarred by service could find solid ground. Judge Ellison nodded quietly, a silent acknowledgement of paths intertwined for reasons beyond either of us. Clarissa approached, stripped of her pearls and the pretension that had defined her. In her hands, a small wooden box contained my father's pocket watch. The weight of it was heavier than gold, a tangible reminder of my perseverance and legacy. I whispered to my father's photograph on the wall. I held the line. The journey that had begun with betrayal, lies, and deceit ended with justice, renewal, and a legacy reclaimed. For the first time in years, I felt not just vindicated, but free to honor my family's past and protect the future. Standing among neighbors and friends, I reflected on the magnitude of what had transpired. Every insult, every smear had been an attempt to erase me, yet every step I took, every document I uncovered, had strengthened my resolve. The Whitfield farm was no longer just property. It was a testament to resilience, to endurance, and to the unwavering pursuit of truth. My father's words echoed in my mind, and I realized that legacies are not only inherited, they are earned, defended, and preserved. The story of that fight spread across the county, no longer about my supposed instability, but about courage, evidence, and the reclaiming of what is right. Local papers shifted focus to Gordon's fraud. The town reevaluated the narrative, and for once, the truth overshadowed rumor. Those who had doubted me now saw the strength that had been present all along. I walked the halls of the farm with a renewed sense of purpose, the past shadows fading with each step, leaving room only for justice, truth, and growth.